What's up, y'all? RJ here with CV Tech, and today I'm doing a comparison between the LG X Power and the HTC One A9. Let's get it started. Okay, y'all. So I create these polls on Google Plus to do these comparisons here. This is the second poll here that I created, and I create these here so y'all can choose what y'all want to see compared. So this right here was the winner of the second poll, the HTC One A9 versus the LG X Power. Let's go in here to CPU-Z. Just to verify what kind of processor we're running here. And the A9 runs the Snapdragon 1.5 gigahertz octa-core 617 with 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of onboard storage. While on the X Power, we got the 1.8 gigahertz MediaTek MT6755, which is a Helio P10 chipset with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. Now that's out of the way. We got animations set at 1x for both phones. We'll go ahead here and clear everything out here, and we will start in with our comparison. Now both of these here are really nice devices, and I will explain more into that here as I finish up the comparisons here between these two phones. So we're going to start up now with the app test. Now, and the X Power with a little slight advantage. Go into YouTube. About equal, maybe a slight faster on the A9. Go into calculator. About even. Calendar. A slight edge on the X Power. Go into camera. X Power did start up a bit faster. Go into Google Plus. And about dead even there again. We'll go into IMDb. So 1A9 starts up faster there. Go into Instagram. Pretty much dead on even there. Go into Play Store. So as you see, they're very, very close together in performance. Opening these apps here. Go into settings. Maybe the A9 just slightly. Pretty close though. Go into speed tests. This is ready to go first. And finally the A9. Go into Twitter. A9 starts up first, then the X Power right behind it. We'll go now into two games, Temple Run 2 and Subway Surfer. So let's go ahead and start up these games. Now I'm kind of interested here to see what's going to start up first because I've not tried this out. So I'm kind of interested myself to see what's going to start up first. And it's going to be, yep, the X Power starts off first, while the A9 has just very slightly behind. Both of them, though, like I say, are very good in performance. Absolutely no issues whatsoever in gameplay. Both of them play really well, as you see here. So yeah, really good gameplay on both phones. Go into Subway Surfer. A9 with a slight jump. I think it's going to be the X Power, but we'll have to find out. Yep, X Power starts first. But gameplay is super smooth. I mean, as you can see here, these phones here are really about even when it comes to performance. So that's pretty awesome. Now we can go in here and go into some of these and check out how the RAM management is showing. This has 1 more gigabyte of RAM than the X Power. So you see there. So they're very close together. I mean, both of them really. This one started up first. This one had a little bit of a lag to it. So as you can see, I mean, it's really kind of a, well, let's get that back up here in portrait mode here. So it's a very close comparison. The A9 seems to be just a tad bit quicker, though, I have to say, in reopening apps. So, like I said, the majority of apps here is pretty much dead on even. I mean, you know, both of them are just very slightly behind each other, you know, depending on what it is. So I gotta say, you know, when it comes to performance, now this near started up first, this one right here. So I gotta say, I mean, both of them are really nice performing devices. So about even there again. So now I'm going to take you into a couple of Geekbench tests. Now I will only run one test. I have the other 2 tests already saved on the device. So right now we're going to go ahead and just run quadrant standard. Now I run these benchmark tests just to give you an idea of comparison between the 2 phones. This is no means how you should judge either phone. So we will just go ahead and run out both of these here. Now I will tell you that that quadrant does score the LG X Power very low. Not really sure why, but it does. So, but over here on the left, as you see, a much better display. This is a full 1080p display with 440 pixels per inch. Over here, you have a 720p HD display. I think it's 267 pixels per inch. And there is just a big difference in display. This is AMOLED. Of course, this is not. 5-inch display, 5.3-inch display. So looking at the test here, this one comes in. We can tell for a second. This one here chimes in at 29,738. While on the X Power, this one here scores it really low at only 10,487. So not really sure what's going on there with this particular benchmark test, but that is just definitely not accurate. So we'll go ahead back out of here now, and we'll find N22, which has already been ran. And the A9, you'll see, run 48,347. X Power at 44,140. So pretty close. You know, that's not really far difference, you know, between each other in these 2 devices. So now we're going to back out of here now, and we'll go into Geekbench, which is the last one that I will show you. Geekbench 4 and Geekbench 4. Here at the history on both of these here, which I ran today. And as you see, 692 single score on the A9, a little bit higher on the X Power at 712, while the A9 takes it at 2161, and X Power is 1855 on multi-core score. So not too bad. Like I said, they're very close together. With these 2 processors here, with what these here are both working with, they're really close in comparison to what you know in these benchmark tests. And you've seen opening apps and stuff like that. And of course, tests will vary, performance will vary, just depending on, you know, what you're doing with your phone. I'm not going to sit here and take time to play a much bigger graphic intense game, which one's, you know, better performance and all that stuff. But when both of them here test about the same and run about the same, Both of them are going to run pretty good. So now let's just go ahead right now, just for kicks, and open the dialer. A bit faster here on the A9. And I think that's really about all I'm going to really compare in these two devices. You've seen the opening apps. Now, I will say this about these two phones, and my opinions on them. Now, this has an aluminum build or a metal build, whatever you want to call it. It has a really nice plastic build. Both of them feel really good in the hand. This has a fingerprint reader down here. However, it seems to open with whatever finger that you use, so I'm not really sure how that works as of yet. So I will get that figured out here sometime or another. But yeah, 13 megapixel camera here with full 1080 recording. 8 megapixel here on the LG X Power. I think it also has full 1080 recording. This has got a dual tone flash. This has this regular flash. Optical image stabilization here. A 4 ultra pixel camera here on the front of the HTC, and a 5 megapixel camera here in the front. But I gotta say, the clear winner here on camera is the HTC One A9. It's just far superior. Has amazing video, amazing photo quality. The X Power does good and very good lighting on the outside. However, indoors, quality does fade a bit. Call quality, I have to give it to the A9. Call quality is fantastic. It's really good. The bottom firing speaker puts out some very great sound as well compared to a speaker on the rear. But of course, this puts out some pretty good sound too, so it's not like quiet, nothing like that. But a bottom firing speaker or a front firing speaker does sound better because it is easier to hear. Of course, the display, no contest, full 1080 AMOLED with 440 pixels per inch versus a 720 HD at 267 pixels per inch. There's no contest. HTC wins that hands down. The battery performance, the X Power has the A9 has no chance against the X Power. The X Power's got a 4100 milliamp hour battery that lasts for a day and a half to 3 days, depending on how you use your phone. And the One A9, you better carry a car charger or a power bank. It's got a 2150 milliamp hour battery. It is not replaceable. Neither one of them are replaceable. And battery life, I gave this here a full charge. Downloaded the apps I was going to download and done some benchmark tests, and I'm down to 71%, including this test here and doing benchmark test a little bit earlier. So almost 30% battery life gone in no time. So yeah, I thought I was kind of throw that out there. It's not bad if you were a low to moderate user, but if you use it heavy, you want to carry a charger around with you pretty much at all times. But build quality feels pretty light. It does feel very sturdy and very premium feeling, but it is light. X Power, it feels like it could take more of a beating than this phone here does. Both of them weigh, I would say, close to the same. But call quality is better on the HTC. It's not bad on the LG. Just a bit more muffled, which LG's, in my opinion, seem to be a tad bit more muffled than HTC devices. But reception on both is good. Connectivity is good. Hooking to a signal is no problem whatsoever. So really, honestly, when you look at this comparison here, it's a matter of preference. If you want one with a much better camera, a much better AMOLED display, and a metal body and all that stuff, this probably going to get Nougat here in the next little bit. No confirmed date yet, but it probably will get 7.0. No word on the LG if it will get X Power, which if the LG X Power's Nougat update, if it does get Nougat, and if it's the same as the LG Stylo 2, then I would not download it anyway. But if you want just flat out power, great battery life, this phone here right now does cost about $79 almost everywhere. Walmart, I've seen, sells it for $79. Boost Mobile sells it for $79. This phone right here is pretty much everywhere you go, a $149.99 phone. So I mean, almost double the price here compared to the X Power, but it's really in what you want. This has 3 gigabytes of RAM, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of onboard storage, 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. Both of them support SD card expansion. 2 terabyte. I'm not really sure about the LG, and you can move apps to SD card on both devices. So yeah, all that considered, all that being said, I'm going to end this here before I keep on rambling on anymore. So, and my pick overall would be the HTC One A9 for the screen. The cameras are much better. And I like the metal build. I mean, the metal build is a preference to some, but I mean, I don't really care if it's metal, if it's steel, if it's plastic, if it's whatever. But I like the way this phone feels. It's got a really nice feel to it, and I like the way it looks. And the bottom fire speaker is a major plus in my book. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Which one y'all like better after this comparison here. If this was helpful in any way, hit that like button. I sure would appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that subscribe button down below and hit that little bell to be notified for further comparisons and reviews and unboxings and all that cool stuff. That would be really awesome. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.